Okay, Sheila, the word picture is, I want you to teach me, I'm partly trained, I want you to teach me pedestrian crossings and the use of signals by indicators and arm.
Okay.
Yeah?
Right.
So when you're ready, and only when you're ready,
Okay.
you can start.
Hi Tony.
Hi Sheila, how are you, alright?
Oh, very well, thank you. I understand your instructor's away today and I'm taking you for your lesson.
Yeah, he's gone playing golf again.
Oh, lucky him. And we're going to be covering pedestrian crossings, or pedestrian crossings and use of signals.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what have you covered so far in your lessons? What have you been doing?
Oh, pretty much, I've been using my signals. Been in and around the town and that.
Yep. So, okay. Well, what we'll cover first is crossings. What we have here is a zebra crossing, and they're classed as hazards. What would be your routine for approaching a zebra crossing? Do you know that?
Don't know, I've never done pedestrian crossings.
No. For a hazard routine then?
Oh, mirror signal near, I suppose.
Yeah. Well, what we do, the first thing, when we're coming up to a zebra crossing, on this here you can see we've got pedestrians. Well, first of all, I'll say, how would you recognise a zebra crossing?
I have actually used one. Oh.
As a pedestrian,
yeah,
I'm sure you've used one, yeah. But if you're driving along, how do you recognise a zebra crossing?
Oh, those flashing things, those flashing beacons, I suppose?
Yeah, that's right, Belisha beacons. And the zigzags, these are called zigzags.
All right, yeah.
Yeah, so when we're approaching a zebra crossing, what we'll always do is check our mirrors first, see what's behind us, and if there is anybody waiting, we will stop behind this give-way line here. It's important we do stop behind this give-way line, because if you actually stop on the crossing, not only is it a hazard for pedestrians, but you'll get 3 points on your licence. You don't want that, do you? One thing you can't do on zebra crossings is park or overtake any motorised vehicles. You can overtake a cycle, a guy on a cycle, if the vision is clear. But you must never you must never park or overtake. If there's a queue of traffic, you can stop while you're waiting for the traffic to move, as long as you stay behind the give-way line.
Right.
And don't sit. You always leave space, and you don't go until there's space for you to actually be on the other side of the zebra crossing.
Okay.
Where do you think you would carry on going when the pedestrian was crossing? Say they were halfway across. Do you think it would be safe to go?
Well, going this way from this way?
Yeah.
Left to right? Oh, when they pass me?
No, well, this is classed as a one crossing. We call it a one crossing. And you would wait until they were on the other side. Because supposing they've forgot the dog and they would go back. So you always make sure that they're clear of the crossing before we go. Another thing is you never wave a pedestrian across, because that's dangerous. You know, if somebody's dithering here, you wouldn't just wave them across. Why do you think that is?
Don't know. So I'll be polite?
Yeah, it'd be very kind of you, wouldn't it? So supposing there was an oncoming vehicle or motorcyclist coming up, you've beckoned them across and it hits them. You'd be blamed, wouldn't you?
I suppose so.
Yeah. So you leave it, let them make the decision whether they cross or not. We also have different types of crossings. We have this is like pelican crossing, you have pelican puffin, toucan. I'll explain more about that later. But on a pelican crossing, the lights go from red and then flashing amber to green. If the light is flashing amber, you can go, as long as the crossing is clear.
All right.
Yeah? So you don't have to wait for the green, but you must make sure the crossing is clear first. Now I've got these two diagrams here. Would you say that was 1 or 2 crossings? This is an island in the middle here. What would you think? If there was a pedestrian crossing here, as in this case, and we're coming along here.
1 crossing, is it?
It's actually 2. So if they're crossing here, we can safely go because they'll then wait in the middle. And then if they're crossing from this way, we'd have to wait. If they were crossing from here, you'd wait till they get to the middle and then you go.
Yeah.
Okay? So any questions on that so far?
Yeah.
Right. I'll say these are the different types of crossing. You probably won't come across the equestrian types unless you live in the country. These ones are traffic light controlled, and it means that the pedestrian doesn't control the lights. They will just change, but you do have pedestrians on them. Sometimes they can go out of order, and in which case no one has priority and you treat them as a giveaway. This one is a 2-can crossing, which means that 2 can cross. A cyclist and a pedestrian can cross. So they've got a section for cyclists, and you probably see more of these. But be wary because the cyclists will probably ride across a lot quicker.
Does it have a sign that says it's 2-can crossing?
No, what you'll find, there'll be yellow boxes. Let's see if I've got yellow boxes on the side. I don't know if you know when you, as a pedestrian, you've pressed the yellow box.
Yeah.
There'll be 2 yellow boxes. One will be higher than the other.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah. So that's then you know it's a 2-can crossing.
And how would I know if this if these traffic lights are also a pedestrian crossing?
Because of the giveaway lines, and also that. Well, I'm not sure, to be honest.
I suppose they'd have to have a box, wouldn't they?
Yeah, if they're light controlled by pedestrians, they would have a box. But not all light controls have boxes, so the pedestrians have to wait until the lights change so they can go across.
I think they'd have a box, wouldn't they? Otherwise they wouldn't have any way of telling people to run across, would they?
Okay. Yeah, well they could have a box, but...
I read somewhere it's called a hybrid crossing, isn't it?
Oh, is that hybrid crossing? Yeah. Anyway, I won't bog you down with all that now. As we come across them, we'll talk about them. Next thing I want to talk about are signals. When do you think we use signals?
Oh, I use signals all the time when I'm turning and.
Yep, turning left, turning right,
yep.
And they're used to inform people of what we're doing.
Yeah.
Also, another way of using signals, there's brake lights come on when you're slowing down, so it's a form of signal. Reversing lights is another form of signal. And hazard lights. You've seen those flashing on and off, haven't you? You can also have flashing headlights. Somebody might be beckoning to you, but you must always make sure that they're actually beckoning to you and it's safe to go. And also the horn, we don't use the horn unless it's to let somebody know we're in danger. We're going to talk about hand signals. When do you think you would use a hand signal?
If somebody cuts me up, I stick 2 fingers up the man.
Yeah, no, we don't do that, do we? Have you ever ridden a bicycle?
Yeah.
So what's your hand signal when you're riding a bike for turning right?
Oh, I'll stick my hand out like that.
Yeah, don't do it just yet because we haven't checked first that it's safe to do so. Yeah, you'd put your hand out. We might as well do that now while we're here. The first thing we would do is we will keep our left hand on the wheel. We'd do our usual mirror routine, depending which way we're going, but we will always check our right door mirror before we put our hand out to make sure no one's coming. So we don't want to knock anyone off their bicycle, do we?
Right.
So if you could put your hand out and show me what you would do for the right hand signal. No, what we do is turn the palm towards and thumb together and push right out from the shoulder. 1, 2, 3, bring it back in, and that's our right signal.
All right, yeah.
And for turning left, obviously we can't stick our left hand out.
I'll do that way then.
Yeah, because no one would see.
All right.
So we use what we call an anti-clockwise. So if you imagine the wheel goes this way, so our hand will go that way. So if you pop your right hand out, okay, check your mirror first, put your left hand on the wheel, check your mirror first, and then palm towards, that's it. And then I want you to go round, that's it, 1, 2, 3, and bring it in. It's important it comes from the shoulder and not flippy floppy wrists. And for slowing down, well, how did you slow down when you was on your bicycle?
I pulled my brakes.
You didn't, have you? Well, maybe you didn't, but what we get a slowing down movement is to put our hand out with our palm face downwards. So put your left hand on the wheel, put your left hand, check your mirror first, if it's clear, and imagine you're patting a big dog. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah, you may use that if you're coming up to, say, a zebra crossing or pedestrian crossing when there's lots of parked cars or a big van, and that will be obscuring people's vision. So you let them know that you're slowing down for that.
Should we get some practice of these on the move then?
Yeah, okay. So do you have any questions on that?
No, it seems all clear.
Okay.
You good to go?
Yeah, how long did that take?
10 minutes.